Hello. I am going to do a video. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this video yet, if it's going to go onto YouTube or going to my Patreon subscribers, or if it's just going to be a video journaling. We are in some interesting, intense energy currently. And really, no one is exempt from this energy, although you can definitely be trying to ignore it or resist it. However, the more you do that, it will continue to persist until something gives. And most likely it will be you. However, sometimes outside forces have to shake things up to bring people inward deeply. So thankfully I didn't have to have anything like that happen for me to do another deep dive into my own inner psyche, my own underworld, so to speak, which is basically my own inner child, a portion of me, a part of me that has been struggling the entire journey. And I just had deja vu for some reason. It's very interesting. I think I've done another video like this before where I've had that deja vu moment. Anyway, I wrote a few things down through it. This happened to me on Thursday, more towards the evening. I had some energies really kind of challenging me on things that were really important to me that I was working on creating, and then also with just people challenging me with not having physical support of a partner, a tribe around me, a team to help execute some of the greater visions that I've been getting. So anyway, I want to bring it back to that experience that I had because it is very much in alignment with a lot of the current transits that we are experiencing from the past full moon that was in conjunction to Chiron. First of all, bringing us back to our deep inner child, the one that is in pain, the portion of us that stayed. It's a portion of consciousness that stayed in pain at that specific age. Where do I begin? I guess I'll just start to talk about my experience and see if anybody else resonates if I do share this. I think I'm going to share it. I wrote down, don't confuse consciousness with thoughts. I think I had been posting some things about our thoughts not necessarily being our own, but part of consciousness. And that can go pretty deep, but it's been brought to my attention that thoughts alone are all as well another form of our sense or sixth sense. So within my intuition, where I was guided to go was deep into this inner child, this wounded inner child consciousness of mine, because I asked a very specific question of the universe, of very specific questions. And the first one was, why am I still? Why do I have people come into my life, but then go, they come into my life presented like they are going to be in, and I don't mean partnership like a romantic partnership. I just mean like they are on the same wavelength as me and have the same goal as far as, you know, assisting the collective within their awakening process, assisting the collective within their psychic processes and psychiatric processes, assisting the collective in a deeper understanding of what is happening at this time. So I find myself still alone, not alone like collectively. Yes, there are many beautiful light workers out there doing the exact same thing and more that I am, but I'm just talking about my personal journey and how lonely it has been. Not to say that I have amazing, beautiful people in my life. So I don't want this to get picked up the wrong way. I am very grateful for all of the friends and family and beautiful souls in my life. However, I'm also finding myself day to day just, where is everybody? Like, it gets exhausting after a while. So I asked that question very specifically. And here's what I got for myself. I'm going to go just to one specific, because there was a lot that was brought up, which then brought me to an emotional purge and healing. It brought me to a place where I was 9 or 10 years old, and this was right around when my parents were fighting a lot, and the arguments and fights got more and more intense, and things started to break. I would hear a lot of shouting and glasses breaking and things like that, and it gets scary for a child. I remember my parents having such a bad argument or fight that I ran away for an entire day and night, only to have the police called to locate me. But that was that fear. I didn't know what was happening, but what I felt was scary, and I didn't want to be in it. So bringing it all the way up to when my parents divorced, my dad left the house, never to return again, and seeing his deep sorrow, seeing the anger in my mom, not understanding, not receiving emotional support or even understanding of what was happening in my household and in my family dynamic at the age of 9 or 10. That's very confusing. Over time, and I'm just talking like maybe weeks or so of processing, because a lot of stuff, like, it was like Uranus came in and just like leveled the playing field in my house. Things were just disheveled. Nothing was the same ever again. Very traumatic for a child, still not getting any understanding as to what was happening. So what we do, humans, when we have these experiences, experiences that cause inner pain, deep pain, and there's no resolve. I'm sure that I had cried or maybe asked what was going on, but I knew I wasn't receiving the actual answers of what I was feeling at the time. We develop a split, and this could be even something more simplistic for some people. This happens to us. We still do this, but in childhood, we develop a split in consciousness. For a child to lose their father, because then my father had really spiraled downhill when he had moved out, downhill into drinking a lot, not around, not present, not absent, deep into depression and despair. And I witnessed this, and my brothers and sisters and I only got to visit him every other weekend, but every time we would see him, it was really sad and really depressing for a long, long, long time. So before that, I had felt very connected to my father. The father for all of us is our sense of security, safety, and just, the masculine energy, the divine masculine energy we're born into. Also, like, learning about the world, learning about life in general, but really deep inner security was suddenly taken away from me. So I developed this split. I had the original consciousness of myself that was suddenly extremely vulnerable, extremely scared, extremely sad. This was the part of my 10-year-old self that had lost the father that she had lived with and grew up with up until that point. Completely lost. And developing from that consciousness was a split for survival, coping, is more of an independent, stronger version of myself that had to learn to do things on my own. At the same time, my mother started to go to work full time and go to school at night. So I was the only one in charge of the house, and my siblings, my sister was still in diapers. My brother was not in school yet, so he was still a toddler as well. And I'm 10. So every day after school, that's what I did. I took over the mother role for a while until my mother met my stepfather, which is a whole nother trauma and a whole nother story. But I'm going to stick with this. This part was what was brought to my consciousness to feel, to experience all over again and to see the split. So I developed this other form of consciousness, this stream from my original consciousness that knew I had to be strong, I had to be independent, not rely on anybody else, and figure things out on my own, do things on my own, feed myself, feed my siblings. I also had to take care of younger ones, get myself ready for school, do my schoolwork, and mow the lawn, do all of the things that the father did. I suddenly took on the role at age 10. That is a very strong, independent portion of myself, which became dominant throughout my life from that process. I still have the other vulnerable, scared 10-year-old who lost her father in me, the sad one. That is still there. That energy does not go away, but we push it to the side. And the strong, independent one within me actually disregards that part of me and had actually pretended like I never even had that part of me to begin with. My ego developed stronger and stronger and bigger and bigger. I am strong, I am independent, I do not need anybody else. And that, my friends, is why I find myself either attracting into my life the same types of people, the same types of energy who only show their strong, dominant side. And I can clearly see their weak, not weak, but vulnerable, scared inner child side. And I'm sure that people can see that in me too. But I wanted to bring that 10-year-old back in with me, give her love, give her support, and promise her that the strong, dominant portion of me will no longer dominate her, that there will be an equal balance, that I will show people my vulnerable side, the part of me that can be hurt, that can get scared. That's an important aspect of me that I cannot push away any longer. It does not do me any favors, and it does not bring me back into wholeness. I'm only giving certain aspects of myself full attention. So that was one of the main answers that I received. And this might be helpful for somebody else. Because loneliness is an epidemic in this world, especially now. We're conditioned to believe that, and this, I was then guided into Teal Swan. I want to give a big shout out to Teal Swan. She is an amazing influencer and has written many books that have also helped me understand a lot of the processes that I've been already going through. And maybe not even understand because I've already gotten to that level of consciousness, but confirming, which is what I needed at that time. So, but Teal Swan talks about, she has a beautiful video called The Loneliness Epidemic, and there's actually a book linked to it that I purchased on that day. So it's on its way, probably Monday here. But she says, we're conditioned to believe, we are conditioned, especially in America, that being independent is a strength, is something that we should strive for, that we don't need anybody else. But here's the thing about human beings that we need to connect to. Just like animals that run in herds, in packs, in swarms, in schools, in groups, all animals. I mean, there may be a few that are very independent, but even them, they at least have one they connect to. We humans are a group species. We do need each other in this life. It is important that we do open ourselves up to receiving more of our soul family into our lives while we are truly authentic and in connection with all of our aspects, all of the inner children that are still lying dormant within us. So this belief that we need to be independent and that is a good quality, that is a strength, can and will be the downfall of our society. Because people believe that they don't need anyone anymore. They're independent. And I want to just say that for my life, has actually really brought me to a place of deep loneliness. Because even when we are connecting to others, we're only connecting by that independence, that dominant consciousness that we have, for most part. We're trained to live independently, which is completely out of our human nature. The other thing that came to me, and this is more on the physical with the body, because a lot of people are having physical ailments and just aches and pains or sicknesses or something even more intense right now. But we're also conditioned to live outside of the body, meaning that we focus on the outside world way too much, and we're not focusing inward. We're not even focusing on the body so much as far as like our internal sensations and feelings. The most I see that people focus on the body is like getting it in shape, getting it looking good, right? But are you actually focused on how your body feels, how you feel, all the sensations, and understanding why you have floods of emotions that come in and out? She also talks about when we ignore the body, we start to lose capacity to feel joy and pleasure. When we are outside of our body, our consciousness, when we're not paying attention to how we feel in the body, and we are just so focused on the outside world, that is so true. I can really think about that in a great detail as to how suddenly I'm not connected to myself. I'm not connected to my senses, and I'm not able to really feel what I should be feeling here. We start to lose that capacity. The body is like an open book, she says. Everything our conscious mind ignores, the body will feel, will store, and will try to bring up to the surface in many, many ways: pain, sudden pain, sicknesses, skin issues, allergies. Our body is like, think of your body as like a weather, we're detectors, we're gauges. We can gauge everything in our life. Our senses gauge. It's like the weather gauge. I don't know the term for that, but you know what I'm saying. That's what our body is. It's a beautiful tool. We're not trained or programmed or conditioned to understand this aspect of ourselves. But the body is going to always try to bring to the surface various ways that our mind is ignoring it, and the signals and the signs that the body is talking about. The body gauges everything, and it can be used to help you tap into your intuition, which is our senses. We sense things through our intuition. Our intuition is our senses. Tap into your intuition to see if a decision, a choice, a boundary, a relationship feels good and right to who you are as a whole, meaning all of your parts, not just the one dominant, not the parts of ourselves that we present everybody to, not the parts of ourselves that we like, all of the parts. Every time you feel a strong sensation, that's your internal alarm going off, telling you that there's something important here to pay attention to. Pay attention to me. The body is saying, pay attention to me. I'm telling you something. Listening to our body is so important for many, many more reasons than what we are taught, is all I wrote down there. But that was definitely something else that was coming up for me, because, and that's something that I do know, but at a deeper level, having the struggle through a lot of physical conditions in my lifetime, and being kind of a science experiment within the Western medical community for many, many years, when I finally woke up to that aspect, that was something that was very strong within me, that I realized, like, I was able to reconnect to my body. But I have habits and patterns of still getting disconnected by the body, from my body, just like everybody else does, because we tend to focus so much on our external world. So much so that we neglect how we feel internally, how the body feels, how we are meant to gauge life here. So those have been my experiences. And I guess we'll just go ahead and do a quick collective reading, because I know that this weekend is bringing out this energy in many. It is designed to. We're in eclipse season. Like I was saying, I'm going to be doing the zodiac readings for the eclipse season very shortly. And so much energy is coming in that is designed, that is meant for us to go deeper, go into the underworld of the self, go inward to that inner child. We're in the shadow work and inner child work portion of the year. Okay, collective energy, please. We have some more. Okay. So within the collective currently, there is a vision of higher self, of a better way of life, of the soul's urge and yearn for something completely different than what we're experiencing now. Those deep, deep urges and needs. Vision. There's a vision. There is a complete and perfect utter vision. However, we've got chaos. Yeah, this is the energy I've been feeling for the collective. Right now, there's a tornado swarming around, and really, this is Uranus energy. It is taking care of some things that just, if we're not ready to let them go, universe is helping with that one right now. So there is a lot of chaos. Things may seem like they're just spinning around so fast. You have no control over it. You have no idea what's even happening right now. And then we have rigid. That is the resistance to change. This is the opposite. This is Saturn and Uranus square. Saturn just staying rigid. Saturn not budging, not wanting to change, afraid of change, not wanting to even go deep and to find the aspects, the inner child aspects that are resistant to change. And then we've got this tornado just coming around like you can't stop this. All right, so let's see what comes about this. I am guided to the Good Tarot, and I have not read from this deck in a very long time. Oh, no, okay, we're not going there yet. We are not going there yet. We are going to Mythic Tarot. All right, that makes much more sense. This Mythic Tarot deck speaks to me of the journey of awakening. This is all tied to all of the myths, which are not really the stories of the past of the journey of awakening. If anybody's having solar plexus activity right now, it is very strong. We were in sacral activity for months. I'm now feeling it in the solar plexus, which is really assisting us with being more confident, assisting us to being more brave even, because we have more self-confidence and self-esteem is getting a bit of a boost. Maybe there's confirmations coming around that our inner knowing is suddenly being confirmed to us on things. So the truth is being revealed in still most likely trickster ways. Mercury will be moving out of post-shadow tomorrow, Sunday. Trying to look at the date. Sunday, the 16th, I believe. We will have even more clear signs, clear communication, clear mental pictures. Clear vision. Thank you, guys. More clear vision. Okay. Tower. Knight of Wands. So yeah, this message is telling me that for many, that it is going to require some chaos, a tower moment, to actually spark that life, that fire within that's like, all right, I can't take it anymore. I cannot live this way anymore. This is not for me. This is not the way that I intend to live my life any longer. There's that vision. I've had a vision. I wasn't going with my vision. I was going against my vision because it seemed, because everybody else was going against their vision, because other people were telling me not to go with my vision, because my inner child was resistant, was being rigid. Fear. Fear plays a big part in this. Yeah, the reason why people are rigid is all linked to the material world. Materialism, money, possessions, status, fame. That's what their original vision had been. That's what they had been creating to stay in this world full of commercialism, materialism, consumerism. The more you have, the better you are, right? No. The more you have, the more you're most likely going to lose. It is not about what you possess, what you have. This is an internal, this is self-awareness, self-understanding, knowing thyself truly and fully. Because if you feel like that money is going to be the thing that keeps you grounded and stable and rooted in this lifetime, think again. Think again. That is changing rapidly on this planet for many. And as the chaos, as the tornado comes around into our lives and really destroys all of the materialism, all of the things that we've gathered that are not part of our soul's plan, soul's path going forward, it will be removed. But what it will do is it will open up new doors for new opportunities. New. And that is Four of Wands. This is the card of the 1111 of a whole new beginning in maybe your tribe, your community, your path, life path. This is a whole fresh new start where things are actually in alignment with the self. Bottom of the deck is the Chariot, moving forward. Now the Chariot, moving forward fast. A lot of people's mental status is changing fast. Hermit. Oh, I could keep going. The Hangman. Moving forward, the Chariot. You see the black and the white horses. This represents the different consciousnesses within our mind. The black horse representing the masculine energy, the mind, the logical thinking mind. And the white horse representing the feminine, the intuitive, receptive portion of us. They both want to move forward. Now they are both kind of zigzagging. Right now in this card, they're going in opposite directions, but they're going forward. So this speaks of getting the head and the heart in alignment with each other. We are moving forward, but there's still a lot of confusion. So people's journeys are getting veered left, right. And this is how we learn also. I'm going to go this way. Oh, no. Intuition's telling me to go this way. Logical mind wants to go back this way. Intuition wants to go this way, but still forward movement, away from the old, away from what has been destroyed anyway, so you can't go back to it. Okay, we're gonna get an advice card here for us all. I hope everybody is doing well. This energy is quite intense. So you may be having difficulty sleeping. You may be having digestive issues, a lot of solar activity still going on. A lot of financial disruption happening for people right now. A lot of people feeling their sense of safety and security being taken away from them. But know that you generate that within yourself. And you can get to a deeper understanding of that. That is where the true power lies. Beautiful. Friendship. What I've been asking about. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Yeah, and that's another thing. There are people that come into our lives for very specific reasons. They are mirroring aspects of our life, aspects of ourselves that trigger things within us to bring them to awareness, to consciousness, so that we can see that aspect within ourselves. Like, oh, wow, I didn't know that I had jealousy in me or envy in me or possessiveness or the need to be right or competition, comparison, all of these things. These are a big reason why we attract certain people, or certain people are just in our lives for the purpose of learning. There are also beautiful reasons to bring the heart into alignment, to have the company of another soul, to enjoy the beauty of life with. That is another aspect that I've been truly asking for a while. Let's read it from the book. To wrap this up. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. All humans are created from the same source, but there are some souls that share a unique kinship. Friendship can be the most exciting and beautiful experience on earth, but it can also be frustrating and heartbreaking. Understand that everyone in your path is here to teach you something. It may be for a year or a lifetime. Together, you will teach each other various lessons of the heart, such as trust, love, loyalty, and admiration. The bonds of friendship are often stronger than those of family. You have formed a bridge of understanding between the two of you that has stood the test of time and of lifetimes. A true friend will illuminate your path instead of dim it. He or she will give advice with your best interests at heart. To be able to communicate at a soul level with another human being is the biggest treasure of the physical dimension. I want to say that again, because I'm feeling this separation, this wound of separation I was talking about in my last video. To be able to communicate at a soul level with another human being is the biggest treasure of the physical dimension. It is not the things that we possess. It's not the stuff. It's not the materialism. It's not what you have. This is the treasure. So those are the messages for today. Right now, I will be uploading the Zodiac over the weekend and into Monday, hopefully. And yeah, so everybody have a beautiful weekend. Take good care of yourself, and I will be back. If you like this video, please click the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Take care. Bye.